Pax vobiscum salvete omnes, my name is Father Mislav and you're watching a blind let's play of a Rogue Trader Warhammer 40k game. In the last episode we wandered a lot and finally we approached the final part of the second chapter. Or is it called the second part? Not sure, but descending on Dargonos is probably be our today's mission. How far we'll get there and how fast we'll immediately enter inside of all the political intrigues, well, let us see. In order to prepare ourselves for the future journey, let us always ask for God's protection. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Ave Maria, gratia plena Dominus tecum, benedicta tu in mulieribus et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Sancta Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Amen. Almighty God, we ask you for your love, your protection, your guidance, for us to be more like you, to get to know you, to get to love you, to get to follow you, to serve you in the love, in freedom, to be fulfilled human beings, to be truly alive as you want us to be. Amen. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Okay. A little bit of spontaneous prayer today as well. I just got a feeling I have to do it. Maybe it's for me, maybe it's for someone of you. Sometimes we don't know some things that we do. I just got a feeling and you know you gotta do it. And you don't have to know why necessarily. Okay, so we continue with the journey. I got a kind of relaxed day today. It's morning this time. Have some duties in the afternoon, some organizational stuff to do in the morning as well, but it's kind of relaxed and purposefully I don't want to put stress on myself, so I take it easy. I had my breakfast, I had my morning prayers in the choir together with a lot of brothers here in this convent. Yeah, it's a large convent. And it's beautiful to pray in such a large choir with a couple of dozen brothers. Yeah. We, by the way, if you want to know, if you would like to know more, we pray in Latin. We pray in Latin while the readings are in Italian. I don't know Italian, so it's kind of very hard for me. It's actually easier for me to follow readings in Latin than in Italian. So kind of crazy. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, I think Jay is demanding for me to level her up. And I will say, alright, if you insist. Bounty Hunter. Okay, well. Oh yeah, I was on Paulus, that's why. Okay, what to pick for her? Well, probably just classic recommended stuff, right? Deals 12% more damage to targets with less than 50% wounds, and heals 20% more wounds for targets with less than 50% wounds. So yeah, she's good at taking down weaker enemies, or wounded enemies, better to say. All enemies have higher chances of hitting cover when shooting at a Master Tactician's allies behind cover. 10% higher chances of hitting cover when shooting. A weird way of writing. I don't know what to say. All allies have a dodge against attacks made by allies, deal 25% less damage to allies, and deal 50% less additional damage with critical hits against allies. If I take that, it's immediately applied to all. I think I need that. Because of the burst fire, especially when Argenta. If I have her and Argenta in combination, it's quite good then. Better to die for the Emperor. Under 40% wounds, stronger. Make you stronger. Resolve influences how efficiently and can fight in battle, yeah. Amount of momentum gained at the beginning of each turn or after killing an enemy. Well, enemies adjacent to him suffer more damage. That's also nice. Psalms of Heroes. Well, kind of like the sound of that, don't I? Psalm, you know, the psalm directly translated would be a song. I mean, Hebrew name for a song, well, psalm. But it's more like a hymn, you know, a song that is sung to God. That's kind of the idea. It has to be directed to divinity. Psalms are always like that, and the most famous one, the prototypical psalmist, is David, shepherd boy who became king, one of the most famous personas in the history of our world. An incredible person, flawed person as well, which is so awesome that Bible does not hide that. Then again, it does show his honesty, his purity of heart most of the time, his genuine desire to serve God. You know, the fighting against Goliath and stuff like that. He had some skills, but he was a young boy still. But his heart was burning to not to see his God disrespected. So he challenged someone who no one could or wanted to challenge. I like critical hit chance by 4%. I think it's quite a lot. So I'll take that. An eye for the unscathed. Create an opening. So crit hits. Yeah, I'm fine with a lot of crit hits. Let's go to the bridge, and immediately after that, I'll actually go and visit my room, my quarters, my chambers, my bathing area. That is to say, Paulus's bathing area. To enjoy another interaction with one of my companions. I haven't done that for quite some time, and while I do have this expansion, I should utilize it, shouldn't I? Also, to explore a little bit more on this ship. I'm interested about Kibella and her interactions on the ship. Whether she has acquainted with everyone. You're ready for the orders. I'm glad you are. Let's see if actually for trading. Order of shipping and transportation of some goods. I think that's it, yeah. So, only Katzbalik I have 0. Fellowship of the Void, Loose Alliance of Pirate Factions, nothing sacred, fear no authority. Interestingly enough, I have much better. I've traded a lot with them. Why am I better with Fellowship of the Void than Imperial Navy? I'm kind of worried for that. Anyhow, I want to check if there is an possibility for me to somehow acquire, you know, the Extractium. Somewhere, somehow, something. 52 profit factor, that's... You're asking for a lot. To be honest, you are asking for a lot. And if I select tradable, 2000, and yeah, I would go to 12, but sorry, I kind of don't need it. Okay. Hieronymus Doloroso. Wait a second, what? Deathworld Origin, Enforcer Light Carapace. 38%. Dodge against human enemies, world property, 10 agility. It's good. Maybe Argenta. Well, when you say agility, Argenta is the first one that comes to my mind. And I think I'll be able to buy most of those if I increase my reputation with them. So that is what I'm going to do. 23, 25, 25. Oh, it's close. Good. Good, 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 good. Cargo, cargo. So I got more stuff to sell, I guess, yeah. But not to these guys. Well, with 7 I can acquire Dark Visionary Hood. It's bonus to willpower, psychic powers, and you know that's gonna go to the Navigator. So, note to self, open the inventory for the Navigator. And Rusty Heavy Rock Saw. What's the point of that? Is it like a weapon? Strike count 3. Oh, that's an interesting thing, I guess. Oh, if the first strike hits, all subsequent strike automatically hit. So it's basically, oh, okay, either nothing or a lot of damage. And 3 times 5 to 8 would be between 15 and 24. Between 15 or 24 damage. Which is quite a lot. Which is actually really a lot. And if you do Sweeping Strike, which is first creature for every shot within a 1 cell cone. First creature for every shot. I don't know what that means. 1 creature within 1 cell's radius. I mean, of course I'm gonna get it. I don't know to whom should I give it though. That's the only issue. Okay. Oh, hello. Yeah, let's first level you up. And afterwards we can proceed with the inventory. Be smart, says you. Anytime. No, I don't need that. Contagious luck. Just a flesh wound. Well, one character has more than 5 burns wounds. This is so weird. I don't have any recommended ones, do I? So maybe just the classical skill for fighting. Weapon skill. Yeah? Maybe something like that. I think that makes sense. Swift movements. I definitely don't need more movement points for her. Defensive maneuver. No. Or maybe toughness. Yeah, let's just increase a little bit of her hit points, because she cuts herself and suffers a lot, and she already does a lot of damage. I think I just need to keep her a little bit more secure. No. Sorry, one more thing, yeah. Bringer of Doom. Create an opening. More openings. Attack an enemy with a single target attack. Reduces the armor and dodge. Yeah, sure. Okay. Thank you very much. Now we go to her. Specifically, oh, before that, maybe, do you have a better armor than this? 3%. No, definitely not a better world armor. Look at this, Enforcer Light Carapace. It's much better. I think it's much better.
I
no,
will
where is
not.
It? Here. Yeah, she never changes how it looks though. But 5 agility. Hatchet bonus, dodge and parry against melee attacks. That's good. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna change that. What does she have? 10% dodge if she is in any cover. It's okay. Psychic body glove. Ignores critical damage. More dodge if she has willpower that is higher, and she does. But why can't I see how much that is? It's just like generic. Okay, anyhow, what I need for you is this, right? 50% to commerce, 50 bonus to commerce is nice, but this is combat related. So I should like switch this up from time to time. When the wearer hits an enemy with a melee attack, the wearer's nearest ally gains temporary wounds. It's kinda good, isn't it? Yeah, I'm gonna give you that, since you don't have anything like it. Yeah. Augmented gloves, etc, etc. Okay. Well, I guess that's it. I did want to maybe talk with some people. Let's see.
To what do I owe this visit?
I will not hand her to Inquisition, thank you very much. I would even prefer to erase that kind of a possibility. Letard. Okay, Chirurgeon Majoris, you're a surgeon. What are your responsibilities? Save lives, heal wounded officers, develop vaccines, etc, etc. Not the most compassionate of healers, are you? Well, not all doctors are, to be honest, and also, yeah, not everyone is a field surgeon. Not everyone works in ER. Not everyone is a family doctor. That's okay. Some compassion is necessary, though. But yeah, if you're working more like a development of different medicine, it's a different way of life. You're working in laboratories most of the time, not with patients. So it's understandable, probably, that you would not be as compassionate, at least. Or to have that trait of personality, kinda. Even though you can, it's not like it's something you're born with necessarily. A part of it is, but you develop that. You develop compassion, like working with people who are needy, who need your help. It's I can definitely draw an analogy with our priesthood. You know, some priests are more cold, more distant, more into books and theology and writing and stuff like that. But you need compassion. You need like a common touch as well. You need that. You have to develop it. It's irresponsible for you to never to develop it. So, and some people just have that closeness to folks, like incredibly easy. So, yeah, we should not judge. But yeah, we're different. That's okay. But we have to try. Always try to be more like Christ. And in that regard, to understand each other better and to understand ourselves. Well, with the purpose of helping each other to go to heaven as best as best and as fast as possible, I would say. Okay, so he says that compassion has nothing to do with healer's trade. I prefer conversing with diseases rather than with their carriers. Patients are aggravating. That's stupid, Letard. Why do I have you in my company? You need to speak with patients first. If you speak with them nicely, their chances of recovery go up, because we should be observed from a holistic perspective. Body, soul, and spirit, all connected. And yeah, you cannot know about the symptoms and actual background of illness unless you speak with the patient. But oh well, you're more like a philosopher here, I guess. So what sort of new methods? Many. Yeah, he's in search of solutions to dangerous afflictions, lethal disease that devours person's flesh and skin, claimed a dozen lives, the deaths were not in vain. I've learned much about the enemy, and the vaccine will soon be ready for testing. Okay. How did you come to serve on this flagship? He was a master healer in a world that belonged to a Quarter dynasty. He managed to cure someone who was considered doomed for, well, not because of the illness, but because a certain self-important priest had tried to cure them with a prayer and failed. After I put him to shame, he started spreading rumors that I owed my skill to the influence of ruinous powers. That's funny. Well, maybe some misconception of the Catholic Church is there as well. I guess, I'm sure that there were priests like that. Like, do not use science, that is evil. I'm not sure, actually. It's a caricature, really, because Catholic Church was always okay with science. Well, it developed science. The scientific method grew within the Catholic Church. So please, I know that today the world wants to make a dichotomy. Faith versus reason, you know, science versus stupid piety. But historically, it was not like that, and you are trying to change history and fabricate a new one. So, but I do like these kind of interactions, and we should stop dogmatic stupidity when we see it. So if there is someone who is just acting out of fear, presumably this kind of priest from history, yeah, we should see it what it is, understand it, say it's bad, and fight against it, yeah. Well, look at the question. You're not actually a heretic, are you? You serve the Emperor faithfully. Yeah, I'll ask him that. His colorless eyes flash indignantly. My expertise is the result of hard work and accumulated wisdom, not some paltry sorcery. I employ my craft to save his children. That should serve as a better proof of my innocence than any show of piety. Okay, well, were they really so blind to reason, or are you maybe inflating that a little bit too much? You teach a man to read, you raise a blind heretic. You raise a bright heretic. That's funny. I believe was one of my favorite local sayings. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. You teach a man to read, you raise a bright heretic. As for demonstrating the superiority of knowledge over the advice of holy ecclesiarchs, well, that kind of defiance was sure to put my life at risk. Yeah, it's also, I think, kind of a misconception that Catholic Church in medieval ages was hiding the knowledge, and only they were literate because they didn't want other people to know how to read, which is stupid. Of course they wanted to. They tried to educate them as much as possible. People didn't want to know how to read, most of them. They had no need for that. The lives were different, you know. You needed time. You needed time, and you needed funds as well. It was not easy to educate a person who is like from the country, like a farmer or someone. I mean, inside of the cities, especially for nobility, when you have more leisure time, of course, it was much easier, and for nobles to pay for the education of their children, of course. And if you enter inside of the seminary, inside of the monastery, in order to become a priest, you have to know how to read. So education is necessary from that perspective. But it's not like they were hiding the Bible or some stupidity like that, of which we are sometimes accused. The Bible was everywhere. Okay, it was read constantly on holy masses, and it was in pictures. You know, the Bible is in pictures. When you enter any medieval church, you see a lot of like stained glass windows with different Bible imagery and also paintings. People would learn through speaking and through seeing, especially inside of the churches. Sometimes we just want to project our current situation to something that was 800 years ago or so, and then think that we know what it was. Why am I now aggravated because of this? Interesting. Letard, you managed to aggravate the player of the game. Naturally, House Corda still has need of people like me, educated and capable of intellectual thought. However, anyone who is permitted to learn does so under strict supervision. Okay. Faith can work miracles and cure those who are beyond treatment. This cannot be denied. Well, I agree with Paulus, and he will say that. And neither can one deny the fact that miracles are rare. I agree that as well. So, Letard and Paulus, both of you are right here. The belief that prayer can relieve a person of illness enables false hope. Those who prefer healing themselves with reverent words still end up on my table so that I can perform an autopsy rather than a procedure. Yeah, that's kind of because we sometimes stray in our perception of what a prayer is. I mean, I'm not saying now in Warhammer world, in actual world. Prayer, and that's an unfortunate fact, is often perceived as a form of magic. You know, you say specific words, you know, you influence the spiritual realities because of those incantations, so to say. You do some ritual, and then you're expecting some result. You do X, Y, Z, and then you are expecting some outcome out of that. It's not like that. Prayer never was something like that, an actual prayer. At least not from inside of the Israelite history, you know, where Jesus became incarnate, and continued on in Christian religion, so to say, guided by the Holy Spirit inside of the one true Catholic Apostolic Church. And, of course, in other, after the Church, because of unfortunate events, was split in different regards, still we believe the Holy Spirit is present. So, prayer is a relationship. Prayer is not magic. It's not a kind of submissing this world to my will, or spiritual world. That's kind of more important, because we can submit this world to our will. It has to be for our good and for the good of the world as well. We have to take care of it, like the garden, you know. God put human in a garden in order to cultivate it, to take care of it. That's kind of the idea. So, but you know, manipulating spiritual realities, that's another thing, and we cannot do that. And I mean, it's dangerous. Angels, angelic beings, demons are far more intelligent and on a higher natural level than we are. And the folly of us thinking that we can manipulate them, and also they are something like persons, you know. It's evil to try to submit another person to your will, you know, by force. That's simply evil. And magic is kind of doing that as well, you know. So, yeah, I mean, I'm saying these kind of things right now because I know that some of you ask me the differences between magic. Is it sometimes okay to do some kind of magic, white magic, or Christian magic even, on stuff like that? Prayer is always a relationship. You're submitting your will to God. You want to serve Him. You want to become more like God, you know. So you have to die to yourself, to your own will, in order to become more like God, you know. You're kind of exposing yourself to Him, you know. Like there is a tradition today. If you are one of those people, I apologize in advance, but I think it's kind of funny when people come in the evening and they sit like on a dock when the sun is setting, and they are like soaking all the sun energies, the prana, if they're like into Eastern kind of stuff, so, you know, kind of to feed off the sun. Well, it's kind of funny, and I would not say stupid. I'm sure it has some relaxing properties. On a natural level, I don't know what it does, but I think it's a good analogy for something very good, actually. We have to be like those people, kind of crazy maybe, as Christians, truly at peace, giving up on doing things, but simply soaking God's energy, so to say. Jesus Christ is like the sun, you know. and sending his rays, Holy Spirit. Yeah, we have to soak them. It has to come in us for us to slowly be transformed into that same sun. To be filled with its energies, kinda. It's all analogies, imperfect, but yeah, that is kinda maybe in a more picturesque format a difference between prayer and magic. You know, magic, you want to chain the sun and use it. You want to extract the nuclear energies. I mean, I'm talking about spiritual level now, but you want to submit the sun to your will. This kind of a thing is Christian. You want to open yourself to sun's rays and to take them in yourself. You have to remove your will. You have to remove yourself in order to take another inside. In every good dialogue, guys, every time that you're speaking with someone, if you have a true, authentic dialogue, you're constantly dying to your will, so it's nothing bad. Sometimes we think that, the concept of dying to yourself or killing your will is bad. No, it's good. You have to sometimes shut up to let other person speak. That's good. That's completely good. It's necessary if you want to speak to another person. And then the person has to do the same for you. It's constant. And this is unfortunate in a way, because I'm just on a monologue. And fortunate or unfortunate, but yeah, I don't have an actual person in front of me. Okay. Let's finish with this. How is the crew's health? General report on a ship, or hearing how your immediate subordinates are faring. Oh, first get general report. No epidemics, minor outbreaks. Okay, and what about the senior? No. What about the senior officers? Okay, faulty implants by Master Hellman's headaches. Okay. High factotum occasional indigestion. Okay, and Master at Arms combat wounds. Okay, vapid cases obliged to managed carriage measures. Okay. Other matters that we all... Okay. Well, I went on a little bit of a banter here. Where is Jay? Yeah, let's go here. I just want to check a little bit with her. I will not go like in a complete history of her life.
Allow me to thank you again for helping me with the cargo, Shireen.
Yes.
I am sure the Ashmags who squirreled away my goods won't give up so easily, and I'll hear more about their scheming yet. Let's strike a deal, Shireen. I will watch your back if you do me a favor and watch mine. Well, enough jokes. Is there something you wanted?
Okay. You're unusual, but okay. You don't look like a typical smuggler.
No truer words have ever been said. I'm far more exciting than some small-time peddlers from Footfall. Allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Jai Amira Fatqin Tamiri Ash Ifrit, the 12th daughter of the Lord of Ifrit, a distant world at the fringes of the Imperium.
Interesting. Nobility, are you? But there are too many of you.
The youngest child is destined to become a bargaining chip in the family's political games.
Yeah.
But I was unwilling to accept such a fate, and wanted to choose what to become and which path to follow. When I learned the Exalted One watches over hundreds of other worlds amidst distant stars, I understood there was an entire world of opportunities beyond Ifrit. All I had to do was break the familial bonds tying me down and escape the planet. Which I did a long time ago.
Yeah, okay. So, why did you choose to come here?
The Keronis Expanse. A gorgeous name, isn't it? But this backwater wasn't my original destination when I escaped, Shireen. Oh no, it was the rumors of incredible freedom that brought me to the Keronis Expanse. Freedom that is generously bestowed upon everyone who can survive in these parts. All doors are open here. You can become a saint, a mogul, a kingmaker, or anyone you like, really.
Kingmaker.
Here, hard work pays off. Unless you're used to lying by the roadside and complaining instead of toiling for the good of your soul, glory, wallet, or whatever floats your boat. I'm used to working hard, And so I found my blessing.
I'm chuckling for the Kingmaker because of Owlcat's game, Pathfinder Kingmaker. Maybe they put this on purpose because, yeah, you're also in a part of the world where it's currently chaotic and you can become whatever you want. That's like the premise of it, and then you build your kingdom. So how did you escape from a fleet?
I convinced my father I personally wished to oversee the inspection of imported goods. I had to get experience so I wouldn't bring shame on our family, didn't I? I made friends with traders, missionaries, and soldiers at the port. I listened to their stories, studied the charts, learned what documents I had to forge to escape the planet. A kind word here, a shiny coin there. And here I am, in the iron belly of a ship, braving the void in search of a new life.
Okay, you have quite a few shaves over the years, judging by your implants, yeah?
Consider it a mark of my trade. This here? Xenos. Dumb-headed orcs.
Orcs,
Who knew
okay.
that we weren't the only ones to get tempted by the wreck of that raider? As for this treasure, I received it as a reward for a life that had been just a little too good. I was in a hurry to get to the Adeptus Amasacus after the Exalted One blessed me with immense wealth. I was 2 backstreets away from the den when a pathetic ashmag attacked me, envious of somebody else's fortune.
Yeah, it's dangerous to be too successful in life. Envy will breathe in this fallen world around us. If you're a prudent man, usually you just want to have a little bit more than enough, you know? That's the best way to live a life that's filled with, let's say, most treasures. Not material treasures, but like actual valuable things and people and experiences in your life. To have enough and a little bit more, but no more than that. You're familiar with implants. Okay. A slit throat could not have been the cause for installing such a sophisticated... it's merely one part of a massive augmentation replacing their internal organs. So either she did it purposefully or she was... Yeah, someone not only like slit her throat, but like did a lot more. So she's also like a half robot, it would seem.
All relationships are based on mutual trust. That goes for business too.
So, wow, there's a lot of things to ask here if I want. Was there some business you wish to discuss?
Oh, Shireen, I did manage to spark your interest. Allow me to invite you to a more private place. My words are meant for your ears alone.
Okay, let's go. Was not expecting this, but why not? We can go into this direction as well to find out what's happening, and like a side quest, I presume. This is my personal work desk, I guess. Shireen, the Exalted One himself brought us together the day you crossed Vladime's threshold. He led us to the cargo and gave his blessing for its return. Do you know what people in my world say when such a thing happens? What's gained is to be shared with your neighbor. So she points to the containers in front of her, Eldari rifle, rare model. Okay, an ornate sword. I am sharing what I've gained with you. Please accept these humble gifts in honor of our wildly successful, though suddenly struck friendship. So this is a very good gun. 25% of our Xeno Artifacts cargo. It's very nice. It's expensive, yeah. I'm glad to give that to the lady. I guess I'll have to give her that as well, because no one else can use it. Oh, someone maybe has the Durkari weapon proficiency. Okay, sure, I accept it with gratitude. Okay, she knew that I would appreciate it, but I have a Xenos in my ship, so I'm glad to accept it, not for my sake, but for the sake of my crew, yeah? So, she wants to discuss... she sells Xeno artifacts to interested Imperial subjects and Imperial trinkets to Xenos. She wants to expand. Rivals envious of success, especially Falco. I don't know who that is. Oh, The theft of the cargo was his doing, so he was in there somehow. So she wants to use me in this trade of hers. Use the rogue trader. So, oh yeah, use the warrant of the rogue trader. If the rogue trader put in a good word for me with servants of the Adeptus Administratum, I could become an official trade representative of the Imperium. I'm not sure I want to do that, Jay. I'm not really sure. It's not like I'm blindly following everything that the Imperium says. I agree with most things from the Empire, but I disagree with some. I'm an iconoclast figure, not a dogmatic one. I'm someone who tries to be a Christian in this bleak world. So you would have to convince me that what you're doing is for the benefit of mankind. I should take it into consideration. So, oh, perhaps your thoughts will move in the right direction with a little encouragement from me. Yeah, so she is very good. She is the type of character with whom you have to negotiate, like playing hard to get. Use the right words like a key for our luck, and people will open their hearts to you or their wallets. I will arrange everything. Pirates, Drusians, Casbalica, Adeptus Mechanicus. So, with whom should I develop? Definitely not Casbalica. Pirates? No. So, Adeptus Mechanicus or Drusians? Yeah, sure. Drusians. Plus 2000. No problem. Ah, okay. So I just got that as a plus, even though I didn't agree on her mission. I like that. I guess I did a good diplomatic thing over here. It seems I can click on more things over here. This game of regicide was interrupted, and the winner was never determined. Game of regicide, that's funny. Are these kind of things as well that I find through my explorations, and they end up kinda in my study room? Maybe so. Okay. Okay, I think now is the time for my ablutions. That's a word that's always fun to repeat. Before my ablutions. The sweetness of a language. Languages that are not your native. Sometimes they simply so sweetly roll on your tongue. Interestingly enough. So I would wish to see someone from my retinue. And J. Yerliet. Oh no, I did say I'm always going in order, not to prefer someone other than the rest. It's why it seems that I mostly have women left here, which usually would be not really perfect, but you know, I'm in my bath. Well, I guess it's so decent. Other people are here. Yeah, we already concluded that these kind of things are decent. So what? Come on! Kibela came and immediately started cutting herself in front of me. So she wants to introduce me to a rare discipline of bloodspun web known as controlled self-drowning. Few receive this honor, with water being so precious on ship. Still, it has opened my eyes to many truths. That does sound like it could be dangerous. But I am intrigued as well. Okay, teach me. Okay, I'll trust her. Close your eyes, reject fear. have carried death since birth. The ritual is nothing but simply a meeting between you and your oldest friend. Death as an oldest friend, well, in one way to put it, I guess. I disagree, but I kind of understand what she's pointing to. So I close my eyes, I hear quite a splash. She entered the pool, she puts hands around my neck, pushes me under the water. Her lungs start to burn, and then she pulls me back to surface. Allows me a single breath of air before she begins to drown me again. And the process repeats several times, and she holds you beneath the surface a little longer with each plunge. The fourth descent lasts an eternity, but her hands prevent you from resurfacing. I failed in my willpower test. Panic engulfs me as empty lungs burn, body thrashes, stubborn in its refusal to die. You push your way to the surface and gasp, hungry for air. I'm unprepared. I'm sorry I failed in my willpower. Maybe I would have gained some new skill. Finish your ablutions. Willpower 30. I even... Why do I have willpower minus? I actually have like a negative willpower. Is it because of this ordeal, or because of some piece of gear that I have? But yeah, I don't know. Malediction of Ricard Minoris. Because of that? Because of malediction of Ricard Minoris? Oh wow. Okay, okay. Anyhow, this was a weird interaction. I would like to continue with my ablutions to find out more about this kind of thing, and to try it maybe again with Kibela. So I don't know if it's possible though. Maybe I simply lost my one-time opportunity to do that. But my willpower, or willpower of my character, is kind of low, unfortunately. So yeah. If I go here, no, not here, but there. Let's see other parts of the ship. Let's visit them. So we have officers deck, Astropathic Chapel. We haven't been to Astropathic Chapel for some time, have we? So yeah, so let's go there, just to check if everything is okay. I just realized that I really haven't been to my ship for a quite a long time. Like actually checking out what's happening, exploring a little bit. I just scratched onto the surface, but it was interesting. Maybe you guys can tell me, you who are watching this, who have played the game, I mean, how much of the expansion which I bought have I actually seen so far? It's hard for me to understand that, and I don't know in which way we quantify it.
A new challenge for me?
Yeah, I think I did everything here that was... Oh, Speed Clader, Quartermaster, yeah. To another compartment, yeah. Nothing of really interest over here. So, Void Ship Shrine. Let's go to the Void Ship Shrine. And when I go to these kind of things, I don't need J, I need Argenta. But I think we did everything that we could in Void Ship Shrine as well. But just in case, just in case. Okay. Hello. With whom do I have pleasure speaking? Now this are like relics
Victory
over here.
awaits.
Initiate Zeke. Hello, Zeke. I solved the mystery. Yes, I did. Gained the artifact. Yes. Confessor. Hello. Okay. Make ablution, sacrifice, prayer. The one you remember. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Good. Everyone is watching at Paulus with amazement when he softly, quietly, but still firmly recites the Lord's Prayer. No one knows what it is, but everyone is admiring its beauty and strength. Okay. Now that's a fun addition to the game, isn't it?
I'll lay claim to the stars.
I'll lay claim to the stars. Okay, okay. I think that's it. Yeah, let's check another compartment. Freight line. I'm not sure if I've been there. Officer's deck. First, I'll go to the officer's deck, but because I have a vague memory of doing something on officer's deck, or did I put Kibella there, or like send her to mingle or to learn more about the world or stuff like that? Not sure. But I have a feeling like there is something that I don't know over there. Maybe that was quite a good interpretation of me. Wow. Well, naturally, the size of the ship demands a large number of officers. This is like my nobility. And Kibella is here, good. She stands out clearly from officers and attendants, both for her favoring the full regalia of a member of the Bluntspot Wen over the formal attire, and for the empty space around her. Other attendees are keeping their distance, as if air of mortal danger repels them from your companions, or they're afraid of her. It's kinda understandable. Someone has to be the first one to break that, and I guess Paulus will have to say, come here, let me introduce you. We need an intermediator, right? Or we need a mediator. Yeah, that's the word. Your lordship. Domin Paulus, you are here. Neither excited nor sullen, indifferent tone. And her metal claws clutch a slice of fruit from one of the plates. I see you have found a delicacy that is to your liking. Food like this is impossible to come by in the lower bays. I do not know what this is, but it tastes incredible. Wow, it's probably just like, I don't know, a peach or something like that. The officers' faces have turned into pale, alarmed masks. Okay. She's the only one who has not lost her appetite. How do you like the ceremonies? I'm attempting to peer through the florid shell to the core, yet it continues to elude me. What is the purpose of this ritual, Dr. Paulus? Explain it to me. Well, 1, 2, or 3. Okay, so I have to show my personality through this. Whether I'm for power, which is not, gratitude, willing to give their lives for dynasty, and this is my way of praising their service, which I like. Camaraderie, spending all your days in toil can be dreary. So either 1 or 2. As a leader, I would say gratitude. I know that they serve me, and I have to be thankful for their service. But camaraderie is a very good answer as well, because, you know, for the morale, it's not just being dreary, but it's also for the health benefits, you know? We are social animals. We need these kind of things. It's part of our nature. But, yeah, the answer is very dull. Spending all your days in toil can be dreary. There's more to it. If you could, like, give a better answer, I would choose camaraderie. But, yeah, I just like how it's written, the gratitude part, so I'll choose that. Does one merit gratitude for doing what their duty demands? Would these people act differently without your show of appreciation? I hope that is not the case. I am too conspicuous beside the rest of your servants. Fitting mask. This is what is required for a ritual like this. I came unprepared. It will not happen again. Okay, yes, she needs a mask, that's correct. I feel wrong. Strange people, strange sounds and gestures. I'm losing myself in this whirlpool. Grasping the knife, she begins to carve lines right into the expensive wooden tabletop. Crazy. Smile at Kibella. I see you have already mastered the art of commanding attention. You seem to be quite in your element. Yes. So she blinks in surprise and looks up at you. She glances back and forth, seemingly privy to the meaning of your words, and then her clear, genuine laughter fills the room, startling everyone around her. I suppose it's true, Domin Paulus. I will not fluster your subjects further. Whenever I lose my thread, whenever I'm forced astray by the outside world, I return to the labyrinth. It has all the answers. My meditation helps. In finding my way out, I regain myself and praise the righteousness of serving the Undying One. Your choice of attire is not customary for such gatherings. My appearance tells those around me who I am. Everyone here is wearing a mask for their respective thread. Is this not a requirement for your rituals? I sense that this gathering was a terrible mistake. Oh, come on. Is that all? I have to answer that. The game... I dislike this. Why? You have looked behind the curtain of my existence, and now I have looked at yours. I do not think that we have heard all the words that should have been spoken here today. Is it because you do not wish to say them in front of witnesses? I grow weary of the crowd. Take a walk with me. Okay, we are alone now, and she looks straight at me. I have discerned what you're doing here, and I know that your calling at the ritual was a ruse. True rituals are constant, immutable, like cycles of the cooling machines in the ship's bowels, or the shifts of the base servants. This was spontaneous, something you prepared just for me, and then you stayed at my side the entire time. Now, here you are, granting me yet another request. Why is that? Well, you are my comrade right now. I did accept you, so I cannot simply dismiss you and your wishes. Here, at the top, everyone's blood still carries a craving for what my cult sees as weakness. Attachments, intimacy. I understand, but I have no need for them, and yet I'm grateful for the offer. We must now return each to our own thread. Thank you. Yes, attachment, well, care, you know? I want to care for my comrades, have some level of intimacy, of course. Nakama, you know, you're my nakama. That's kind of the idea, even if I dislike some aspects of you, I will care for you. A leader has to do that. And a leader has to be vulnerable as well, you know, to allow him or herself to love others. That's being vulnerable. Okay. That was officers' quarters. Again, now I want to go to... Where do I want to go now? A freight line. Officer's deck. I can go again on officer's deck. Yeah, let me go once more. Should I take Kibella? Yeah, I'll take her now. I haven't been on officer's deck like ever other than this, I think. It's completely new from the expansion. Okay, let's check it out. Checking out, I'm checking my on my cell phone. There is a poll from the WhatsApp group here in the convent on which movie we're gonna watch tomorrow. Well, I'll have to check that out. I actually proposed a RRR, triple R, but yeah, that won't be for tonight, I guess, for tomorrow. That's an Indian movie. It's so fun movie, incredibly fun. Okay, Rogue Trader. Jocasta is happy that Rogue Trader comes. Should any action bring shame to the enforcers? Oh, she is chastising a little bit. Okay, the three officers before you have been tasked with conducting the investigation. Klein, a veteran. Ginevri, young, with preempted several mutinies. Captain Hrotko, interrogation still deserves credit. He knows how to instill fear and respect from Mr. Riffraff. The drilling is good, the service records are excellent. Let's see how they perform in the field. Okay, so what are your findings? We've discovered a worker's corpse mutilated and dissected. We're still looking into the man's identity and position, but a chirurgeon's report has confirmed that among all the blood that's pumped into your bath chamber, the blood-carrying mutations was indeed his. So, the workers from the nearby decks have all been checked for genetic aberration, but the mutations identified are all within the norm of 4 laboring masses. They're being rounded up for interrogation as we speak. Yeah, a couple of episodes ago, there was a sudden outbreak of blood in my bath chamber for some reason. So they're speaking of that, they're investigating that. So, how do you plan to question all those people? Corporal punishment, beatings, mutilations, torture, public executions. Can I say no? It is inhumane. Yeah, I order that you immediately cease using these barbaric methods. Lord Captain, these methods may be brutal, but their effectiveness has been proven over centuries of practice. No criminal will confess if you ask them politely, but if you shatter their finger and courteously remind them how many unshattered bones they still have left in their body, it is a different conversation altogether. That is how the truth is born. No. Yeah, the psychology of people is kind of different, Jocasta. When you torture them, people are prone to say whatever just to stop being tortured, usually. Yeah, so I have faith that my master at arms is capable of finding other methods of seeking out the truth. As you command, Lord Captain. Do you have any working theories? Mutants are plotting, breeding like void rats, so they're acting cocky. Must have wanted to infect your lordship with a plague. It wasn't an attempt on the Lord Captain's life, it was a threat. The rebels are planning a revolt, trying to terrorize us. Soon you will drown in blood. Oh, that's the message, I guess. The metaphor. Huh. Okay, Captain Hrotko is convinced that it was the work of Voitvir's surviving cultists. A warning rather than a threat, maybe. Interesting. And Heinrichs also says interesting hypotheses. But I doubt that it is as simple. Mistress Sorrowback, grant me access to the investigative files. I have my own thoughts on what is going on here. Well, he is an inquisitor. That means an investigator. So Heinrichs should definitely be a very capable individual in finding out what's happening over there. That is his job, investigating things. Okay, even though they call him interrogator, but I think it's more like investigator. What should we investigate first? The body. So first, dead man's identity. Okay. Yeah, let's begin. While we wait for Klein to report back, enjoy the refreshments. Are we gonna go inside of the whole process immediately? Yeah, I think we will. That's fine. A little bit of detective work. So, impossible to determine who the victim was, because his face was smashed and body badly maimed. And I guess the DNA kind of technology discerning what that is, yeah, that has been lost within the age of technology. Okay. He died after the killer slit his throat. That's how they drained his blood. So we have nothing. It's not a report, it's a declaration of our incompetence before the Lord Captain. Study the enforcer's faces. Ginevra looks at Klein with sympathy. She clearly cares about him, but does not wish to trample on her comrade's honor with words of comfort. Hrotko regards Klein with a contemptuous smirk, while Klein scowls back at him. Interesting. Okay, so no external signs of mutation. What about internal? Performing an autopsy was inadvisable due to the danger of contaminating the area with genetic aberration. You see a flash of genuine horror in Klein's eyes before his gaze turns glassy. What's happening? I've seen that look before in the eyes of veterans. It is the expression of someone reliving painful memories that have left behind deep scars. Oh, that's because I have those as well. Paulus has similar. Yeah, they cannot hope to overcome such trauma on their own. They would need help or a partner, perhaps, and some strong emotional stimulus. So, coercion would be... I have heard that Medicare officers often perform autopsies in pairs. One cuts up the body, the other records the findings. You should get a partner, Klein. Yeah. Coercion is not nice. I would not say, like, I had an exaggerated opinion of courage. No. Yeah. I want to appeal to his capabilities, but also help him, not to put shame to him because of the trauma that he has. According to regulations, one enforcer is required for this duty. However, your lordship's proposal is reasonable. Do you have someone specific in mind? So, Ginevra, I think, right? Ginevra looks at Klein with sympathy. Yeah. You catch Ginevra's grateful look, then watch as she smiles encouragingly at Klein. Come on, Klein. You'd better teach the Green Horn how to carve up mutants. I'll grab us a pair of respirators to make sure we don't catch anything. That's cute. That's cute. Maybe they'll fall in love. Ginevra is female, I hope. Okay. Klein is up to his elbows in blood. Okay. His eyes flaring defiantly. I've examined the filth inside and out. Its innards are a genetic nightmare. It's a bag of corruption wrapped in human skin. Extra organ scales, atrophied ingrown limbs. Ugh. What is happening? The body was disfigured posthumously. Oh, they killed the mutant with surgical precision before opening his throat and draining his blood. It wasn't until the actual murder that they crushed his head and tried to cover up his wounds. Wounds were so brutal, I almost missed his work tattoo. The victim was a pipe warden, and I found this in his throat. It's a raven feather. And blood-stained raven feathers. So I remember a legend involving Saint Quirin, who was granted a portent of enemies hiding among the faithful. When Quirin prayed to the Emperor for a sign that might reveal the traitors, a raven's feather burst out of her mouth to inscribe the names of the conspirators. Only someone versed in the symbology of the Imperium could have left such a message. Wow. Remember Saint Quirin. Could this be a sign? Vile mutants do not make allusions to saints. This was someone versed in the creed. For what purpose was it mutilated? So, of course, because someone wanted to hide the cause of death. Ha 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 ha. What tattoo? What do pipe wardens have to do with anything? They're a worker clan that services the ship's sewer system. This one was Senior Pipe Warden. Klein, I wish to gift you a glass of Amasak for your good work. You look like you need it. Haha. Oh, good. He accepts the glass and downs it instantly. He's in no state to savor the banquet and taste the fine drink you have offered him. That's fine. It's imperative we find whoever mutilated the body. Sip Amasak. Look for a lunatic. One cannot disfill your body like that and stay clean. Blood-stained garments, rags, or the like. We need to find a weapon or object that was used in mutilating the corpse. 2 or 3. 2 is kind of weird for like, shouldn't that person like clean himself or herself? Maybe water is not in abundance on the ship, but still one could simply throw and burn the clothes. So I guess number 3 maybe. If it was a unique item, that might help. However, if that was just an industrial tool, they're all the same. Okay. What is our next step? We should run the victim's identification number through the Master's work-log cogitator. So this is Genevri's arena. Okay. So after that, what's happening? Received a report. Okay. Allow me to introduce the Simtech priest, Androveta Fai. She believes she has the right to obstruct the investigation. What say you, Androveta? So she... I guess it's a she. Androveta sounds female, right? I request that a lay woman's willful activities be halted. She intends to torment the machine spirit of the Master Work Log Cogitator Yota 3B, or IIIB. The venerable spirit is ill. What's the problem with this machine spirit? Old and quick to anger. Sensitive. So asks for a sensitive approach, not torturous intrusion. Okay, then help her, then. So what exactly does this data recuperative dogma prescribe which you want? Which prohibits the disturbances, yeah? Let no profane hand touch the sacred machines stricken. Let the mechanism be shielded from worldly troubles. So just don't touch it, but... Okay, lay people may be prohibited from communing with machine spirit, but you are not a steam tech priest. Ginevri will merely stand at your side and observe. Very well, I shall disturb the spirit, but I demand that the laywoman show respect and do as she is told. Good, it's so nice to have high persuasion, or to have a teammate with high persuasion. Okay, so... Great Spirit was infected. Oh, come on. This is the culprit you should be searching for, not some pipe warden. Sacrilege. Alright, so someone sabotaged the Master Cogitator in an attempt to conceal. So one thing just leads to another, and this is... So what's gonna happen now? Someone angered the machine spirit in order to bury the work logs. But... we managed to extract it. So the victim's name was Orto. He was servicing Vow 27B. supplies water to Rogue Trader's bath chamber. Of course, we kind of suspected that. So I guess that... okay, let's see. He had a partner who has yet to appear for duty since the incident. We have a suspect. So did a murderer get to the Koch data too? Impossible. Okay, no rebel could have slipped by unnoticed. The murderer had help. A common pipe warder cannot know how to commune with the machine spirit. So who's the partner? Senior pipe warden Gweden. Number SP26855. 8th generation pipe warden. So Master at Arms, how do you propose we find our new suspect? There was a man named Gweden among the rabble waiting to be interrogated. He immediately struck me as suspicious. Did he? How? Okay, let's question him in front of me. Not to utilize immediately some torturous devices, which I disapprove of. So, a gaunt man in work clothes. Face swollen, fingers broken, sticking out at odd angles. It seems as if he was already tortured. Start talking, you miserable rat. You tried to kill the Lord Captain, didn't you? Etc, etc. Yep. You tried to kill him. What's this? Heretical brands? Cultist come? Etc, etc. Wow. Yes, it was me. I tried to put curse on the Lord Captain. I killed my partner in a wicked ritual. Rubbed elbows with them demons, consorted with them all to carry out a dark plot, and doomed the Lord Captain for the glory of my almighty master. This is suspicious. It seems like he's just saying these kind of things because he was tortured. What? We have ourselves a model cultist here. This is a ritual, a curse, a plot. He even consorted with them demons. Heinrichs, come on, be smarter here. Be a proper investigator, inquisitor. Yeah, he's trying to paint them over with fake garish hues, but his abject terror carries with it too much black and grey. He has admitted to everything, the vermin. Okay, first, why has he been beaten? Oh, this one was interrogated before the order was given. Alright. Assess the enforcer's reaction to the confession. Hrotko looks proud and self-important. Ginevra is biting her nail as if hesitant to say anything. Sawyerbach is observing the worker in silence, apparently sunk deep in thought. Meanwhile, Klein merely stands still with a distrustful grimace on his face. Other than Hrotko, no one here seems to believe that you're looking at the real culprit of a course. Expertly done, Ginevra. You have much to learn from Hrotko. Wouldn't you agree, Jocasta? Am I playing a game here? Yeah, let's check it out. What's happening? Ginevra, do you concur with Lord Captain? Have you anything to say about this expert display? There is one thing that's bothering me. Gweden, what are those marks all over you? These are my cultist marks, so I can put curses on people and talk to demons. He pokes a finger in an even semicircle with 9 arrows coming out of it. This one is called a Haim of Terror. It represents the 9 archdemons. I always pray to each one first thing in the morning. Sounds so fake. There is no such symbol. It's supposed to be a circle with 8 arrows, and there is no way it's called the Haim of Terror. This is some kind of travesty, your lordship. The man is talking nonsense. God, Emperor! Forgive this wayward soul his feeble-mindedness. Does the Master-at-Arms not find it strange that the suspect is so eager to paint himself as heretic? And in such a preposterous fashion, no less. I agree, Lord Captain. I want the truth. Who are you? And who told you to give us this pathetic confession?
Forgive me, your lordship. I'm not Gwydon. I'm not a heretic. Yard's me name. I'm a lordly man. Please have mercy. They took my family. That enforcer said she'd throw them out of the airlock if I don't confess. She made me draw these unholy marks on meself.
The enforcer did that. Is that so? Your enforcers have a knack for persuasion, Mistress Sourberg, but this is ridiculous. What enforcer? Name! Give me her name.
Ginevry. Her name was Ginevry.
What? And wait a second. Hrotko, what enforcer? Name? Give me her name? That was immediately suspicious. That's so stupid. Come on, it's obvious that Hrotko is the guy. Ginevry? We will deal with her later. I'll hand over the search to Lord Captain. Would you have executed this demon worship? Wait a sec. Wait a lot. First, hold on. He has lied to us more than once, and maybe he's lying to us still. Ginevry, have you anything else to say? I've never threatened his family, and I certainly did not force him to lie and draw heretical signs. I barely even remember his face. I may have interrogated him beforehand, but it was someone else who put him up to this. And yet he knows your name and pointed you out right away. Do you not find that funny? I find funny that you said, tell us her name. And do you not find it funny that your head is always up your ass, Hrotko? It's obvious that someone framed her. Cease this bickering. Lord Captain, what we have here is a liar and a well-coached one at that. He will never confess on his own. What do you suggest we do? Faith changes people. Take a book of Psalms and read it to him until he confesses. I refuse to believe that there is not a single person who saw them being manhandled. Find those witnesses. We need to change our approach. Bandage his wounds and give him food. Talk to him gently and with kindness. Should we also grant him pleasure palace in the spires of Dragonos? Just shut up, Jocasta. You know, I'm a rogue trader here, so even if you disagree, you have to say, as you wish. Spare this man. Wash off those heretical symbols and let him rejoin the family. Thank you. Okay. We have the pipe warden's names, identification numbers. We'll keep pressing the riffraff. Enjoy your meal, etc. Lord Captain, the real pipe warden Gwydon has been found and is being escorted here as we speak. Okay, you can start by reporting the results of additional investigative efforts. Questioning everyone with violent temper. Yeah, we don't know who's the one who did the mutilation. Interrogation of the detainee yacht had to be suspended. He gone mad, mumbling that it was Ginevry who set him up to lie, and that he must therefore be set free. Okay, so we can do nothing with kindness, cruelty, or prayers, she says. So it doesn't matter which thing I would choose. It will be the same end result. So, someone attempted to mislead our investigation. Undoubtedly. Let's go over the facts. The body of the deceased was mutilated after death. The nature of injuries would have proven very useful in the investigation. Okay, and that the perpetrator concealed them for that very reason. Someone sabotaged the work log cogitator, so it's harder to find the victim's partner. Oh, come on, we know who that is. It's the enforcer. Instead of the murdered man's partner, we were giving a fool
before admitting that Captain Ginevri had put him up to it. So, who was guarding the body? It was Ginevri, says Klein. I relieved her when I came to expect the corpse, which by then had already been cut up. She nervously adjusted her armor under Sorbeck's piercing gaze. The corpse was already looking like that when it came under my purview, but I could not get the name of the officer who discovered it. The deck was such a mess that I decided I would deal with it later. Who had access to the work log cogitator? The tech priest did not let anyone. They even tried to prevent the enforcer's investigation. Ginevri, were you there the entire time? Yes, ma'am. Since the start of the watch, I went there right after I handed the body over to Colline. The only time I stepped away was to retrieve the data slate from my quarters. I left the watchman, but he went missing. Most likely one of the officers did not realize he was on duty and sent him off on some errand. But I was only gone for a few minutes. Very convenient. A missing sentry, a data slate misplaced against regulation. So. Horotko drums his fingers on a holster on his belt where his own data slate sits tightly nestled. I don't understand how I could have forgotten it. I always check my gear when I go to duty. Well, suspect Yart claims that you have coerced him to lying. Tell me, what's your perspective, Ginevri? I may have conducted his preliminary interrogation like so many others. Hrotko requested my assistance because of my experience in dealing with the rabble, but I swear there is no truth to these accusations against me. I've never threatened his family, and I certainly did not force him to lie and to draw heretical signs. I barely even remember his face. I may have interrogated him beforehand, but it was someone else who put him up to this. The transcript says you conducted Yart's interrogation alone. Why is that? Because I can handle a single laundryman. Captain Ginevri, you are charged and sentenced to death. I know. I mean, all the evidence points to her, but I don't believe it. I cannot decide. Sorbeck, you can handle this yourself. Should I? Or should I say all the evidence points to you are charged with sabotage? I don't want to charge her to death because I don't believe so. But I want to... This is so stupid. Either one or two doesn't make any sense in this moment. I don't want to let Sorbeck, but I don't want to charge her with death. Oh, come on. Guys, what should I do? Probably will save her, but still, I just want to roleplay in a realistic manner. It's hard sometimes with these kind of limited choices. So, okay, Sorbeck, you handle it. I will not rest until I get a confession. A real confession. In the meantime, let us go back. Senior Pipe Warden Gwedon, honored to serve, Lord Captain, and ready to confess to everything. So you are the real Pipe Warden Gwedon, are you not? I am, and I'm proud of it, Lord Captain. A pipe warden's craft is hard work, but necessary. So his number is that. His late partner was Orto. He oversees water supplies. Okay, so he is who he says he is. Okay, so why did you fill my bath with blood? I did, as the servant of death commanded. She said the Emperor gave the first spinner a sign that your lordship should be bathed in blood of poor Orto, my partner, and I was scared, so I obeyed. Wait, what? The first spinner? Are you talking about Vizier of the Bloodspun Web? Yes, that's him. He leads the death cultists, the lot who worship the Emperor by killing. His spinners hunt down heretics. Their service is mysterious, fervent, and bloody. If the Vizier ordered it, there must have been a reason. The Undying One must have revealed something to him that we are ignorant of. Did you kill your mutant partner? I didn't kill him, and I didn't know he was a mutant. Orto and I always got along, even he wasn't much for talking, but then the Servant of Death came from the darkness, ended him quickly but harshly. She bled him dry and put a black feather in his throat. She told me to pump blood into the pipes, and then she left. I wanted to confess, but I was afraid she'd come for me too if I did. What do you mean by this Servant of Death? Holy Slayer in black and crimson and bone. Feared by all, they are, quiet and merciless as Death himself. They come from the shadows to kill because the Emperor commands them so. Okay, yeah, that's Bloodspun Web. Summon the Vizier. I wish to hear his explanation. Your Lordship, if I may ask, what happens to me now? I never meant to anger you. You acted as a true servant. I will have provided the best ocular implant for your work. Should I? To provide him with the best ocular implant for his work? Well, he's been... You've deceived into becoming an accomplice. I will not punish you. Well, 1 or 2. I don't know why should I award him so much. He was traumatized. I feel sorry for him, I guess. Sure, I'll reward him. He'll serve me faithfully, he'll spread the good word of me, etc. Okay, Vizier, Domin Paulus will to see me, so I have come. I have summoned you to discuss the actions of your apprentices. Let the deeds be weighed. So, attack on Lordship by means of pouring unholy blood. Domin Paulus knows the truth, so it was done, for so I did will. It was no affront, but a prophecy. For my hands to divine, unsullied martyrs offer their souls and bodies into his imperishable embrace. I gazed into the red rivers of their smouldering lives, and I did see a rolling unclean staining the bays, reaching for the anointed Lord of the Ark. In my apprentice's last sighs, I heard the Undying One's whisper. He bid me bathe the dominant blood of he who must go, and they who have been righteous. For this will shield the dominant and strengthen the body against the roiling unclean. I obeyed. So, do you claim that you did it because the God Emperor willed it so? I speak, move, and draw breath because he wills so. Who was the man you killed? I know not. I heard only the name, and I knew he must go. What do you mean by roiling unclean? He did not reveal, but it is corruption itself. It offends him. It tastes as sweet as fetid waters in old pipes. That's a strange analogy. Could your visions have been false? I held the cards of his tarot, washed in the blood of the righteous, make no mistakes. Only mortals err, they who read the signs, they who interpret, so you maybe misinterpreted it. Master of Arms, are you convinced that we have found the culprits? It's clear. The Emperor has sent us a portent. The protector of mankind guides the hands of holy servants. Yeah, no, there's a combination of things here. So I think, yes, the assassins did a part of it, but Hrost did something as well. Maybe try to use the situation. God Emperor, I thank thee for protecting us, even though there are instruments of your protection whose purity and holiness I may never understand. If I'm correct in my suspicions about what's transpiring here, and I pray to the throne that I'm not, then you can indeed consider this incident a sign that Emperor is watching over you and this ship. Why so cryptic, Heinrichs? Explain. My theories are classified information on the Inquisition that I cannot divulge without good reason. If evidence comes to light that confirms my fears, I will disclose everything necessary. Ha ha ha. Could it be a coincidence that the victim of the ritual was just a genetic aberration? So, they are so devoted
yeah, they think that nothing from the Emperor can be a coincidence. I forbade you and your cult from killing my subjects. Your trespass will be punished. I did do that. Oof. What should I do? So they did do something against my orders, did they? Yes, I'm sorry, but I did forbid you from killing my subjects. Suddenly, we have displeased you. We are guilty. A curved dagger appears in Vizier's hands and 5 fingers. What? He carefully bandages his main hand, bows it head low. It is disgraceful for me to stand before you. I beg you to accept the cult's apologies. My apologies. I'm ashamed. Oh, okay, there's no way to end this like in a positive manner. So they will listen to whatever Emperor says, even going against my orders, it seems. But if they do that, they will mutilate themselves even more. Oh, this is bad. I don't know what to do. So the investigation must continue. It is unclean thoughts we need to find. Okay. Benny Zakari, fearsome hunter. When he thinks my teeth creak, I can feel pain as if I'm young again. But his power is great indeed. He can hunt down our prey. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems that not everyone here is eager to leave this matter to Meister Bites. I would say, and one least eager would be Meister Weiss himself. His effort caused some severe warp manifestations. The ritual truly is perilous. Weiss nearly destroyed the ship back then. Okay. Lady Theodora ignored him and we reaped the results. How can the choir master of the astropath be of use to us? So he can perform a ritual of thought reading. Cursory examination of the minds of thousands of people in search of certain individuals. Wow. Has Weiss done something like that before? Only once. Yeah, that's it. Wow. Wow. Okay. The Inquisition's involvement in this matter was never proven. Spreading dubious rumors is a precarious habit that she would do well to abstain from. But yes, of course. Inquisition asked him to do that. Okay. Master-at-Arms, your duty is done. I give you leave to wrap up investigation on the officer's deck. My duty will be done when the threat is eliminated. I will brief the enforcers while you consult Weiss. So, I guess we should go to Weiss now. Yes, go to Weiss. This started as like a short peculiarity, but turned out to be quite a long investigation that occupied most of this episode, a larger episode. I would like to finish this episode, but conclude the investigation. Yeah, I'll try to conclude an investigation actually. So we go to Officer Weiss, Zachary Weiss. He's in the choir, right? The worship shrine, no, Astropathic Chapel. Astropathic Chapel, or yeah, Astropathic Chapel. So yeah, let's go there. We will not be able to descend to Dargonas, guys. Not on today's episode. Okay, let's go to Vice. Hello. Zachary, my boy. A chill runs down your spine. Oh. Willpower test failed. Oh, of course it did. I always fail my willpower, it seems. Yeah. I know why you're here, Lordship. And with all due respect, I'm asking you to reconsider. Get out of my thoughts, Vice. This is your first and last warning. Apologies, your Lordship. It was a force of habit. I swear I will never again intrude upon your mind's peace without permission. Good. Your predecessor came to me with the same orders once. Nothing good came of it. Please believe me, Lord Captain, when I say a mountain of corpses was the least of the problems we faced at the time. So you say you have performed the ritual before. For Theodora, many years ago, it was a time when Lady Theodora had become anxious. Perhaps the Lord Inquisitor's interest in her affairs adversely affected her, shall we say, trust in her own subjects. So she was paranoid. I performed the ritual, but the choir ceased to exist. So all other psychers around you died because of that. I don't want to have that ritual then. When we arrived at the chapel, there was blood and human remains everywhere. It's awful. What's the nature of the ritual? It takes the entire choir's power to invade so many minds at once. They read tens of thousands of thoughts, emotions, and intents. Why are you so worried? Well, he already said why he's worried. Do you know the proverb about staring too long into the abyss? Yes, that is a like 38 or 9,000 year old proverb in your world. Yeah, a ritual like that will require incredible focus. So yeah, warp will enter inside. Assign a psyker to ensure the safety of the ritual. Even if I agreed it would be impossible, it needs a second powerful telepath as a defender to shield my mind. The last time my best apprentice Adeline did that, she's no longer with us. She was exceptionally talented, rivaling even myself. And only one can do that. He's bound to the service of one of the House Winterscale's planetary governors, unavailable to us, which makes your dangerous enterprise an impossibility. How bad was it? Worse than you can imagine. It only took a fraction of a second lingering inside another mind for one of the astropaths to lose control of their own. No one was spared. The fortunate ones died at once. As for the rest, protect the souls of the stricken and take them under your wing. Yeah. So how did you survive? I managed to send out a call for help and did my best to contain the phantoms on my own before Lady Theodora arrived. He was the only survivor. He was in a secluded cell for a month. And he was broken, afraid. An astropath must never be afraid, your lordship. One who yields to fear dies and dooms those around him. How did he replenish the choir? Well, that's a normal question. So, bombarded for months. Yeah, okay. How's the ritual like that even possible? It is akin to heresy. It's not heresy, but it is indeed a dangerous tool that would only yield to a mighty hand. Was the ritual successful? Did you find what you were looking for? I did find it, but the price. She got the names she wanted, but was it worth it? It wasn't worth it, of course it wasn't. You blame Theodora, but it was on your watch that the ritual led to disaster. No, it's her fault. She's the one responsible, she's a rogue trader. It's fair to say that my predecessor was being herself there. Please, Lord Captain, learn from her mistakes instead of committing your own. Thanks for that. So... it seems the risk is too great. We will not perform the ritual. Good. I realize that this ritual may be your only chance of finding the mutineers. But is that plot so threatening as to risk dooming entire vessel? I don't think so. No, wait. If this is really our only chance, then we must not squander it. I'm not going to waste any more time or effort trying to find the mutineers. To the void with this investigation, I have enough to deal with as it is. Yes, I will have to cut it off. I will not risk thousands on this ship just to find who was the one that did it. I will not do that. Yeah. I don't care. Quest failed.
None shall stand in my
No. That really would not be a moral thing to do, to continue with this quest. No, like, just think about it, guys. It makes absolutely no sense. Everything was logical, and now the game just went evil. Like, oh, if you want to finish this quest, yes, descend into moral depravity. And, no. Sometimes we have to cut things off. We already were invested into this quest. We're sad and hurt that we spent for like last hour and a half trying to find what happened, and now we have to fail the quest. But I don't care. We have to do things like that sometimes. Is it aggravating? Maybe. But I'm also kind of satisfied that I chose the moral thing to do, even though I lost time, I lost effort, I lost my nerves, I was invested, but we have to choose the right thing. Okay, let's just see what's here. For the last thing. Okay, so it's a freight hub. Edok Frenso, captain of the Enforcers. Control room to inspect. Begin the search for the Temple of the Bloodspun Web. Okay, it seems you prepared. How did you know I was coming now? So Master of Arms ordered us to be on standby after the Bloodspun Web openly invited you to visit the temple. Okay. Do you know how to reach the web? No. No one knows. Why are you worried? Is the problems any here? Lower decks are not suitable for someone of your status. Well, I understand that. I might even be attacked, yeah? It's fine. I can defend myself, don't worry. Much stronger than all of you guys. Such ghastly places you described. We are not headed there, are we, Lord Captain? To put it bluntly, although the bay performs its functions well, even its more civilized sections are sorely lacking in discipline. So he takes full responsibility for anything that might happen. Okay. Did you commit an infraction by being here? No, Lord Captain, quite the opposite. I was commended for my service. This compartment has always been a troublesome one. I'm honored to have earned Mr. Sarbek's trust. Okay. So... okay, rejoice. I decided to deal with your problems. I'll provide you some crucial guidance once I'm done expecting the bay. In that case, I urge you to remain vigilant. Freight trains move at great speeds, etc., etc. Pestilence pit. We have that as well. Madmen and the lepers. I'm not afraid. I have to visit my leper crews as well. Like St. Francis and Mother Teresa in Calcutta. Okay, be steadfast in your duty. Goodbye. I'll speak with you later on, maybe. Fresso.
I won't tolerate
Secretary,
weakness.
Enforcer. Where is Fresso now? Okay, I'll stop with the episode here, because it seems this is a little bit a larger investigation. And yeah, I kind of misguided you when I said it. We're coming to Dragonus this episode. This turned out to be much longer thing than I thought, and I'm fine with that. And I'm actually fine with everything that happened here, with us trying to find an uncovered truth and then learning that we won't. And that's okay, because that's okay for us as well in our lives. Sometimes we invest some time in something and then we have to let it go. And that's okay. God does know why that is happening. And that's also good for the formation of our character. The sometimes pain, but capability to let things go when the time is right. And when we have to make the moral choice, a decision, a proper decision. So God bless you. I hope we'll take some of these experiences from this episode in our own lives and apply it to actual concrete things, not just in a virtual world, but in our daily lives as well. I'll see you guys in the next episode. May the Lord protect you. Goodbye.